Okay, today we're going to make a nice summertime soup. Everything here is from the garden. We're coming into that season where you can just go out, grab stuff and make soups and stuff. So we've got some broad beans. Now I'm just going to top and tail these and cut them up. I'm not going to throw the shells away or anything like that because it's all flavour and it's all good for you. We've got some lovely garden mint, fresh garlic just out of the garden. I'm not even going to peel that. It's so nice. I'm going to leave it up to about here. Fresh onions, again, just taken the bit off and washed them. I'm going to take them up to about here. And we're going to finish the soup with some crispy bits of bacon and serve it with a loaf of bread that's in the oven now. It's a tomato, basil and onion loaf. If you watch the Perfect for Sandwich video I did for the bread, and I've just added some sun-dried tomato, fresh basil and fried onions. So, start cooking. Okay, to start cooking, in a cold pan, I've just turned it on. I've got some bacon. I buy a big pack of the offcuts of bacon from Lidl's and I mince it and freeze it in little packets. It's really great for cooking omelettes, soups, stews. Anyway, so in a cold pan, as it warms up, the fat will render out and it will cook in its own fat. That's just a little tiny bit of rapeseed oil. And in that pot, a good splash of the rapeseed. I've got the garlic and onion that I've just roughly chopped. Leave it all. I use these, I don't peel the garlic and the stuff because we know where the compost we grow it in comes from. We do it ourselves, so it's all safe. We just wash it and do it. The same with the broad beans. I know people take the shells off and throw them away, but look, just cook the whole thing. As long as it's clean, it's safe. So we're just going to cook these out for a few minutes now. And we're going to add a little pinch of salt just to bring out the natural sugars. Okay, these have softened up a bit now. You can see the bacon's rendering out. This step's totally optional. I'm going to do it because we buy the cheapest plastic bottled brandy ever. I think they pay us to take it away from them. But I'm just putting a tiny splash in just to add a little bit of acidity. You could use a bit of cider if you wanted, not much, just a little bit, or just none at all, it doesn't matter. Now into that, with the broad beans, just washed. I haven't even topped and tailed them, you know. And I know people throw away the skins and all that, but it's good for you. We all need a bit of roughage. There you go. So we're just going to soften those down for about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, they've softened down a bit now, so I'm going to put in a couple of pints of water. Now, I don't want a soup to taste of anything other than what I'm making. So if you wanted to, you could thicken this with potatoes and make it go a lot further. But I want the proper taste, not a potato. So into that I'm putting a couple of teaspoons or 2 vegetable stock cubes. You can use chicken if you want. We're just using the vegetable one. Going to bring that to the boil now and we're going to cook that out until it's all nice and soft. I haven't forgotten about the mint, I just don't want to put it in yet. Meanwhile, your bacon's still cooking down, taking some texture. Now all that brown on the bottom, we're going to put a little bit of soup in here to lift that when we finish it off, you'll see. So that's going to take about, I don't know, 20 minutes. Right, you can see they're softening up now. So we're going to start adding some seasonings. Now I've checked a little bit of the bacon, it's not too salty. So before you start putting salt in, check how salty your bacon is. So a nice bit of sea salt. And now, you can use ground white pepper, but I like freshly ground black pepper, and lots of it. Get a bit of spice going in there. And now we're going to leave that just simmering away for about another 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to blend it. Right, you can see that that's all cooked out now, ready to blitz. So I've turned it off, and I'm putting in the fresh garden mint. It's just been picked. Now, you don't want to boil that because you're going to lose all that lovely flavour if you do. You can also see that the bacon's nice and crisped up. It may look overcooked, it's not. Remember, no colour, no flavour. So, and we're going to put this in here to bring out all those lovely bits on the bottom. So, I'm just going to hit it with the stick blender and then carry on. Okay, so I've blended that. Now, I've made a really nice, light, fairly runny broad bean soup. If you like a heavy eating soup as opposed to a drinking soup, you can either just add less water, maybe a pint or a pint and a half, or as I say, you can put potato in, but that changes the flavour. So all we're going to do now is pour this into the bacon pot. And we're going to stir that for a couple of minutes to allow all of that bacon goodness at the bottom to seep into the soup. Look how nice that looks. This is a beautiful summer soup. Right, so we've just got a dish up now. 2 secs. So, to serve it, nice big soup mugs. And just sink a tiny bit of yoghurt into it so that you can stir it through, make it creamy. There we go. A bit of mint. And see if we can zoom in. There you go. Summertime broad bean, mint and peas, mint and bacon soup. 90% of it from the garden. If you're not growing beans and garlic and onions, find a bit of room and grow them, because the flavours you get is just so much better than a supermarket. Give it a try.